Something was brought to my attention over this past weekend by a listener to the show that I completely missed. I would imagine that a lot of you guys missed this as well. I was busy playing golf all day on Saturday, so I wasn't really monitoring what was going on. By the way, I appreciate when you guys bring stuff like this to my attention. If you see something or you have an idea, shoot me an email to btlkc84@gmail.com and let me know. Anyway, we have talked at length on this channel about the future of Giannis. Each time I post a video on this topic, I get flack from a few of you guys that think I am just insane for thinking that Giannis could ever leave Milwaukee. I actually had someone comment the other day that Giannis publicly said that he was staying in Milwaukee, so this is a dead issue, or something to that effect. Obviously, the commenter is they're either young, blind, or they're just naive, because, an NBA player has never lied before. Never said that he was staying on the hometown team and ended up leaving anyway. Nah, that's never happened. Oh, wait. It happened just last year with Anthony Davis. Oh, wait, hold on. Happened 8 years ago with Dwight Howard in Orlando. But I'm sure that's not going to be the case with Giannis. That's not going to happen with Giannis because he said he wasn't going to leave Milwaukee a while back. Whatever. Talk of the imminent departure of Giannis ramped up over the weekend for a couple of reasons. One, an anonymous NBA head coach spoke with Yahoo Sports, and he expressed his concern about the possibility of the next super team coming out of this NBA bubble in Orlando. I would imagine that this head coach is coaching in a small market. Probably a team similar to Memphis, New Orleans. Maybe even somewhere like Phoenix, which isn't a small market in terms of population, but it's just not a high-profile destination for NBA free agents at the moment. The concerns that this anonymous head coach bring up are actually legitimate. The NBA has strict rules on tampering during the season, which in normal times are difficult to enforce. Now, with all these players stuck in the same vicinity, there are going to be guys hanging out with each other, talking about their futures. So the likelihood of a new super team coming out of what's going on in Orlando is entirely plausible. It's happened before when superstar players get together for an extended period of time. The 2019 All-Star Weekend, people were talking about the fact that weekend that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving were hanging out a lot together. That summer, both ended up signing with the Brooklyn Nets. The Olympics. The Olympics are another event where players have formed super teams in the past. LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, they all became close friends during the 2008 Olympics. They all ended up playing together in Miami a few years later. LeBron James and Kevin Love, they bonded during the 2012 Olympics, ended up playing together in Cleveland. So it is not outside the realm of possibility that a new super team will be formed over the next couple of months in Orlando, especially when you consider the guys that are coming up to free agency in the next year or two. Anthony Davis, Gordon Hayward, Kawhi, Paul George, Rudy Gobert, Victor Oladipo, and of course, the name at the top of the free agent list is Giannis. Fans of the Milwaukee Bucks should be concerned, very concerned. Giannis is going to be the most lobbied. He is going to be the most courted player in Orlando. Coaches, general managers, other superstar players, every team in the Orlando bubble is going to be after Giannis. One team that is being consistently mentioned, especially right now, and they have been really over the past couple of months, is the LA Lakers. When a superstar level NBA player like Giannis leaves his current team It is not something that normally takes people by surprise. It's not something that happens overnight. Usually there are little clues, little comments, tidbits of information that come out in the months or maybe even a year preceding their departure. For example, back in February, Giannis was asked if he envisioned playing on the same team with his two brothers. You know what his response was? He could see it happening in Milwaukee or LA. That, along with the Lakers signing his brother last summer, perked a lot of ears in NBA circles about the possibility of Giannis ending up with the Lakers. Naive, in denial Bucks fans, they will point to the fact that Giannis has said on multiple occasions that he's going to stay in Milwaukee. They'll point to a 2018 interview that he had with Colin Cowherd where Giannis said the following in regards to leaving Milwaukee for Los Angeles. Quote, "To be honest with you, no way. I like finishing the stuff that I have in Milwaukee. My goal is to win in Milwaukee, bring a championship to the city. I would never leave for Los Angeles," end quote. Now that all sounds great, right? Giannis will be in Milwaukee forever. But this was 2 years ago. A lot can change in 2 years. That is a lifetime in the NBA. Have you noticed that we haven't really heard anything recently about Giannis staying in Milwaukee? Anytime you hear something about his future, it's about the possibility of him ending up in Golden State or Miami. Dallas has been mentioned as a potential landing spot, as well as Los Angeles with the Lakers. Would it even be possible for Giannis to end up with the Lakers? What would have to happen for the Lakers to be able to sign him? And also be able to keep LeBron and Anthony Davis so you have a trio of superstar players. Is it possible? No, that is impossible. There's no way the Lakers could keep 3 max contract players on their roster. That's what people will say. And you know what? It's true. It would be damn near impossible for the Lakers to carry 3 players on a max contract. Especially considering that the salary cap is going to be reduced next season. And who knows what the cap is going to look like for 2021 and 2022. The first season to be played after Giannis hits free agency. The cap for that year is projected to be $125 million. Giannis and Anthony Davis, they are projected to be making at least $40 million a year. Now that along with LeBron's $41 million that he's contracted to make in 2021-22, you can see it is impossible for the Lakers to keep all 3 players on max level contracts. I mean, those 3 guys, they are 3 of the best players in the world. But I don't care who you are. You are not winning championships playing 3-on-5 basketball. And that's what the Lakers would be looking at because they wouldn't have the cap space to pay anybody else. So it is impossible for Giannis to end up in Los Angeles, right? Well, not exactly. Not exactly. There is a way to make this happen. Someone would have to take a pay cut. And that someone's initials is not AD or GA. It's LBJ. LeBron James would have to agree to take a substantial pay cut. And I think he'd be willing to do it. We all know that LeBron James is not getting any younger. At this point, he is playing for legacy, not money. He is playing to add another championship or 2 to his resume. In order to do that over the next 2, 3, maybe 4 years, he knows that the Lakers need another superstar player to pick up his slack once his production begins to decline. It is almost set up perfectly for the Lakers for LeBron to take a cut in pay. The final year of his contract, which is 2021-2022, lines up with what would be the first year of Giannis' new contract. But LeBron's final year is a player option. So he has the option. He could opt out of the $41 million that he is scheduled to make that season and restructure the contract for less money. I know that sounds insane, But LeBron is a millionaire 100 times over. He has multiple endorsement deals. He's got a production company. It is not going to have any effect on his lifestyle to take less money from the Lakers. But him taking less money will have a substantial impact on keeping the Lakers in championship contention in LeBron's final years in the NBA. Plus, it wouldn't be the first time that LeBron has taken a pay cut to win championships. He took $15 million less than his market value in Miami to play alongside D. Wade and Chris Bosh. So what type of decrease in pay is LeBron looking at? Well, at minimum, he would have to take a $7 million a year pay cut, which would put his salary around $34 million a year. But even at that salary, the Lakers really have very little room to flesh out the rest of their roster. You'd be looking at LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Giannis eating up between $114 and $117 million of a $125 million salary cap. Now, on the other end of that spectrum, if LeBron were feeling really generous, he could agree to take the veterans minimum, which would be around $3 million a year. The Lakers could then go out and they could make a mega team. They could sign anybody they wanted. They would have enough money to sign Giannis, keep Anthony Davis, and bring on other free agents like Victor Oladipo, Kemba Walker, Drew Holiday, you name it. They would have plenty of flexibility and plenty of cap space to make a big four. If you're the Lakers, that would be the most ideal situation. LeBron taking the veterans minimum. And even though it's all about legacy and titles at this point for LeBron James, there is no way in hell that he is taking the veterans minimum. I mean, there is still ego at play here. Ego is still involved. And he is not going to agree to be one of the lowest paid players in the NBA. Just not going to happen. The first scenario is much more likely. And the Lakers, just like the Warriors, have been preparing to sign Giannis for a while now. At least go after him. I mentioned earlier that they signed his brother last July. But they've also worked their roster to be in prime shape to bring in Giannis next summer. Besides LeBron and Anthony Davis, the Lakers only have committed money to one other player on their books for 2021 and 2022. And that's Luol Deng, who has disappeared to parts unknown. Nobody's seen the guy. Make no mistake about it. LeBron and Anthony Davis will be spending a lot of their downtime in Orlando trying to convince Giannis to join them in Los Angeles. It'll be the usual pitch players use when luring superstars away from their undesirable markets that they're currently playing in. The weather in Los Angeles is phenomenal, Giannis. Celebrities fill the front row of Staples Center every game. Hollywood, opportunities outside of basketball are plentiful in Los Angeles. The same spiel. But it's not going to work. It is not going to work on Giannis. I am not backing off what I have been saying for months. Giannis is going to end up in Golden State. Giannis is looking to be a championship contender for the next 6-8 years. And the Warriors provide the best chance for that to happen. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson both have about 5 years of prime basketball left. LeBron's prime days are running on empty. It's damn near over for LeBron James. Once he declines, who would run the point in Los Angeles? It'd be Giannis and Anthony Davis on the floor with nobody to run the offense. LeBron and Anthony Davis are going to push Giannis hard over the next couple of months to join them. But Giannis and Steph Curry are friends outside of basketball. They've been friends for a few years now. As great of a teammate as LeBron James is, there are also some negatives. There are some cons that come along with playing with LeBron James. The media attention alone is enough for most NBA players to shy away from playing with LeBron. Like I said, Golden State gives Giannis the best chance at a dynasty. They've got the better coach. Giannis is already comfortable with Steph Curry. I think they're going to trade for Giannis before next year's trade deadline. And after the season, they are going to lock him up to a long-term contract. I don't think the Lakers are going to even be given a chance for Giannis. I'm not saying that he won't hear him out. I'm just saying I don't think the Lakers have much of a chance to get him. All right, that's all for today. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for me. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Appreciate you guys that have already done so. Leave me a comment in the section below. Do you think the Lakers have a chance or a shot at getting Giannis to Los Angeles? Let me know your thoughts. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. If you have any questions or a topic you'd like me to cover, you can email me at BTLKC84@gmail.com. I'll see you guys next time.